Weinstein actually gave George Clooney his big break in the 1996 movie Dusk Till Dawn. But the Oscar winner says in the more than 20 years that he's known and worked with Weinstein, this is the first time he's hearing about allegations of sexual misconduct. What were some of the rumors that you had heard?
Most of the rumors that I knew were from Harvey himself. He would say, you know, I had an affair with this actress or that actress. And, you know, I took all of that with a grain of salt. I thought he might have been chasing them. Somebody knew. There were people that brought young actresses to his hotel room. Whoever had that story and didn't write it should be held responsible. I want to know what kind of ad dollars were spent from the Weinstein Company and from Miramax, because we should have known this. This is violating women. This is assault. This is silencing women.
Are you angry then?
I'm furious. Yeah, he's mean to work with. I knew that for a fact. But the idea that he's, you know, committed these kinds of atrocities on women, I want to know who knew.
In 1997, Harvey Weinstein's Miramax produced Matt Damon and Ben Affleck's breakthrough film, Good Will Hunting.
And I think everyone knew he was a womanizer. But in the 90s, I definitely heard that he was, I mean, I knew the Gwyneth story. I worked with her after that on Ripley, and she and I never talked about that, but Ben had told me about it. And at that point, like, Harvey was incredibly respectful of her, always.
Is there some part of you that had wished you had called him out or asked him, confronted him?
I don't know what I would have done, you know? I heard from Ben, who heard from Gwyneth, that this happened. You know, I don't know how that would have... I don't know how that would have happened. I never saw anything in front. I mean, look, he was a bully. He was intimidating. That was part of who he was. And I've been reading these stories because I am racking my brain. Did I see something? Could I have known something? Is there something I could have done?
Julianne Moore says she was 29 when she first worked with Weinstein, but she says she was never alone with him.
I think it's really, really important when we discuss this thing that it's rather than it being sort of, you know, a salacious conversation, that this is criminal behavior.
Right.
I think that's the most important thing, rather than continue to discuss what what could have happened or whatever, you know, what if. I think it's important to think about what can we do now.
So what needs to happen?
What can we do to prevent it? How can we communicate to people that it's not okay?
Right.
They should speak out. They will have support. That people will be taken to task.
I think the one great thing to come out of this is that I think women are seeing that their voices are not going to fall on deaf ears, that their voices have a lot of power. I mean, he's a pariah, and he was the most powerful guy in Hollywood.
What do you think needs to happen to Harvey now, Julianne?
I hope that he's prosecuted for some of these things. I hope that some of the charges stand.
Matt, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, he's got to face justice. He's got to face what he's done.
Meantime, as another alleged accuser is set to come forward today and tell her story, Weinstein's team continues to maintain that he unequivocally denies any allegations of non-consensual sex and claims that were never any acts of retaliation against any women for refusing his advances. And we should mention Suburbicon opens in theaters on Friday.
Hello, Today fans. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking that button down there and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives.